In fact, we are here today not for the unveil of new vehicles, but we're here today to prove a point. And what we're about to prove is that India can really set an example at a global scale when it comes to leading the world of design and technology. And this frankly has been our mission statement for the last 8+ years since we started the company. The intent has been to imagine, design and make in India for the world. And this is the vision that we propagated through the last 8 years. We have had no background in this industry, we come with no legacy. A lot of people told us it is not possible to make it happen. Are you planning to build a brand of what a Nike or an Apple represents across the world? Is that possible to do in the automotive space from India? And we were very clear it is possible. We were clear we have the tech, we have the passion, we have the hardware, software, knowledge. And in a country like ours, which is contributing a lot in terms of design and engineering to various successful enterprises across the world, is it not time for us to do this ourselves? So this was the vision that we started with, and we are here today, and a remarkable location for us. Also the fact that we're going to be live in Calcutta through Ultrabiolette, and I'm going to take you through a journey of what is taken for us to get to this point, the people that have been behind driving this whole enterprise to get to this point, and also unveiling two very, very exciting products that are going to hit the market rather soon. So Ultrabiolette today is no more an Indian company. Ultrabiolette is at the precipice of becoming a global player in the tech innovative space when it comes to two-wheelers. So these are countries that are going to go live in the next 4 to 6 weeks. Between May and June, Ultrabiolette is going to expand its retail presence to Europe. We are going to be starting out in countries including Germany, Spain, UK, Netherlands, Italy and France. And this also makes us among the first companies in this segment and this space to build homegrown technology from scratch and take it to the first world markets. And this is something that is a remarkable achievement because we had to take certain decisions on the product, the development strategy, hardware, software, all of it dating back to 2016 when a lot of people were telling us this will not succeed even in India to begin with. How do you build a company that can go global? So here, we are at this point where all of this is materializing, and another important aspect here is for the first time, India is getting the same specs that now the global market is going to have access to. And we've seen the reverse of this happen in the automotive domain. You see great products, great specs for global markets, but India often gets a dilute version of these products. And we are in fact reversing that trend when it comes to Ultrabiolette. This was one of our launches in Europe. You can see the amazing reception to what we're about to unveil. Consumers are super excited. We have two products that are going live in Europe. The F77 Mark II now, and later on the Super Street. And all of this comes down to building scalable platforms. So the core, of course, is the battery technology. What you see here is called the SRB10 battery pack. And we say this internally, if we did not make vehicles, we would probably be a battery manufacturer. And that is the amount of effort and innovation that has gone into even the battery architecture. And now what I think question a lot of people might have, and a lot of you may have, are electric vehicles silent, or what do electric vehicles sound like? So I've got a reference or an example of what it could sound like to play for you here. This is a jet engine turbine. Let me just play this. Right, so with all of our aviation background, aerospace background, you heard what a jet engine sounds like. And what if I told you that actually is not the sound of the jet engine? That is the sound of our powertrain from the F77 platform. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. That is the sound of the future. What you saw was the same sound overlaid on a turbine. And frankly, we have engineered our vehicles and our powertrains to have the sound output similar to the turbine of an engine. From a ultraviolet tesseract perspective, let's begin by looking at the mileage of multiple IC engine vehicles. So here on the left is the CC category of the vehicles from 100 cc all the way to 400 cc, and on the right is a table with the mileage. So we know 100 cc vehicles like the Splendor can give you between 60 to 80 kilometers of mileage, and as you go into higher performance segments, the mileage drops. And we know for a fact most scooters in the country today are between 110 and 125 cc. So an average mileage from these vehicles is about 50 kilometers per liter. Now, what if I told you ultraviolet can provide a mileage of 500 kilometers per liter? All scooters today provide 50 kilometers per liter, and what the math works out to 500 kilometers per liter, and let me break this down. 1 liter of petrol costs about 100 rupees today, right? 1 liter of petrol on a scooter takes you about 50 kilometers on average. That same 100 rupees buys you 12 units of electricity, and 1 unit is roughly 1 kilowatt hour. Those 12 units of electricity on our vehicle will give you 500 kilometers of range. So essentially, what are we talking about? A 10x increase in cost efficiency. Right? You're spending 3,000, 4,000 rupees a month. That is overnight going to drop to 300, 400 rupees per month on the ultraviolet platforms. And this is something over time is going to add to a few lakhs in 5 to 7 years of ownership of the vehicle. And that is what we built in terms of fuel and cost efficiency. Best in class features across the board. I'll give you an overview. This has the first scooter across the world to come with radar technology. We've got radars in the front, we've got radars in the back. This comes with built-in dash cams, front dash cam, rear dash cam, 14-inch wheels, which means you can take on pretty much any terrain that you can throw at it. Touchscreen TFT 7-inch displays. Storage space of 34 liters, which means a full face helmet and a backpack can fit into this vehicle as well. And there is a lot more in terms of power, range, etc., where we are leaders across the board. So this scooter has a range that goes up to 261 kilometers, a power output of 20 kilowatt, and this makes it the most advanced and the most powerful electric scooter that India has seen, and that is the Ultrabiolette TESSERACT.